Hey guys, PixelDip here, and I am here for another Pokemon Go explanation type of video. So there haven't been many updates for Pokemon Go yet, and by that I mean many meaningful updates. There have been bug fixes, but nothing really out of the ordinary apart from the new tracking system they're experimenting on, and removing footsteps, which was a pretty bad idea on their part. But today they actually add a good new feature, which is the Appraise feature. So if you've never played a Pokemon game before, more specifically the latest ones like the 6th generation Pokemon X and Y, for example, there are these people in the games that you can go to. I believe they're, what are they called, like stat judges or something like that, and you can talk to them, and they will not exactly tell you how good your Pokemon is, but they'll tell you the potential your Pokemon has to have in each stat. So if you do not know what EVs and IVs are, then there are a bunch of videos explaining them, but in short, IVs are like the set of all these stats being attack, special attack, defense, special defense, and HP and speed. I almost forgot that. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. And yeah, so those are in normal Pokemon games, you can have, there are all those stats, and then out of all those stats, you can have from 1 to 31 IVs in each stat, and that will determine how high your max attack stat or how high your max special attack. And then what EVs are you can train your Pokemon up by defeating special Pokemon and stuff. There are also different ways to do that will enable your Pokemon to be even stronger in a stat normally than it naturally is. And yeah, so that is the gist of the Pokemon stuff. But in Pokemon Go, it works very, very differently, especially with the addition of the new stuff. So the way you use the new system is you obviously go into your party, press on the Pokemon you want to see, and then you press on the little menu bar, and instead of transferring because you love the Pokemon, you don't want to get rid of them, you appraise them. And then your team leader, which I mean, obviously Team Instinct for me. Who isn't in Team Instinct? Why? Yeah. So then the person asks you if you want them to check out your Pokemon, and then they will say a few words which are describing how strong your Pokemon is, and that probably doesn't mean that much to a lot of people, but there have actually been leaks to explain how this is going on, and I'll tell you guys exactly right now how this works. So before all of this addition, the only way to tell if a Pokemon was good was by its CP, but now you can actually go into in-depth analysis, and the analysis is kind of different for all the teams. So for Team Instinct, the best team, obviously, he will say for the stat analysis, if you want him to he's going to analyze your stats and stuff, then he would say overall and then your Pokemon name looks like it can really battle with the best of them. In Team Instinct, that means that it has amongst the best IVs it can possibly get. That means it has the best stat bonuses. It is the strongest it can be. Then if they say overall your Pokemon name is pretty strong or is really strong, then that's good. That's not very good. It's good. Then they could also say overall your Pokemon name is pretty decent. That's average. And then for Instinct, they could say overall your Pokemon name has room for improvement as far as battling goes, which means it's just terrible. It's just trash the Pokemon, basically. Yeah. For Team Mystic, the stat analysis goes, they say overall your Pokemon name is a wonder. What a breathtaking Pokemon. Because they're more of the scientific team, it makes sense that they'd use more sophisticated vocabulary. So that's what they would say if it's a really good Pokemon. If it's an okay Pokemon, they'd say, or if it's a good Pokemon, they'd say overall your Pokemon name has certainly caught my attention. And if it's an average Pokemon, they'll say overall your Pokemon name is above average, which means it's average. To be honest, it just means it's average, not above average, just average. And if the Pokemon is bad, they would say overall your Pokemon name is not likely to make much headway in battle. And then Team Valor is a lot more emotional because they're all about the Valor, man. So if it's a really good Pokemon, they'll say overall your Pokemon name simply amazes me. It can accomplish anything. very positive. And if it's a decent Pokemon, or if it's a good Pokemon, let's say, they'll say, overall, your Pokemon name is a strong Pokemon. You should be proud. If it's an average, they'll say, overall, your Pokemon name is a decent Pokemon. And if it is a bad Pokemon, they'll say, overall, your Pokemon name may not be great in battle, but I still like it, because they don't want to trash you completely. Alright, and then there are the individual stat analysis. So the first line will just be like explaining what it is overall. You know, that's just like what all your stats added up together are like. Then there's the individual stats. So if it's for instinct, if the stats are really good, it would say its stats are the best I've ever seen, no doubt about it. And they'll probably go each individual stat, like they'll say its HP is the best I've ever seen, no doubt about it. Its attack is the best I've ever seen, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And then if its stats are good, it'll say its stats are really strong, impressive. If they're decent, it'll say it's definitely got some good stats, definitely. And if it's semi-bad stats, then it will say its stats are alright, but kind of basic as far as I can see. So obviously there is all the rest of this for all the other teams. I'll just show them on screen right now, because you guys probably don't want me to go over all this, because it's just a bunch of talking when you can just look at the charts yourself and understand it more. And then there's also, after the individual stat analysis, sometimes, I haven't had this for me, but sometimes it will say that if your Pokemon, for example, has a size, if it's not just like normal, if it's like an extra small, they'll say, oh, your Pokemon's so tiny, I almost didn't even notice it. And the rest for the different stats, which are extra small, small, large, and extra large. Yeah, so that is the gist of it. And then also, quick to mention, this is also important, aside from all that other stuff, you can get this all in the link in the description, which I will link down below, because it's the description, which is down below. But in Pokemon Go, the stats aren't the same. So in Pokemon Go, every species has a set amount of attack, defense, and stamina. And then the individual value, like the IVs, can boost it from what your team leader says. But the stats that there are, they're not like attack, defense, special attack, blah, blah, blah. They're just attack, defense, and stamina. So what these stats mean, if it's increased attack, it'll mean the Pokemon will deal more damage. That's obvious. If it is increased defense, the Pokemon will take reduced damage from enemy moves. And if it is increased stamina, the Pokemon will have more HP. So yeah, that's basically how the stats works if you're confused about stamina, for instance, because that's new Pokemon vocab in a way. And I believe there's also a stat for how fast your Pokemon can recharge their move, but they're not revealing that quite yet, so that will maybe be in the future. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. It's a little bit complicated. I'll send you guys a link for an article that will explain it all a lot more simpler than what I did. And yeah, if this did help you in any single way, then do smash like button on this video and subscribe for more content. Almost at 10k subs on this channel. We're getting there. It's going to be absolutely sick. And yeah, tell me, what team are you? Team Instinct's obviously the best. I mean, no question there. But I mean, I'm willing to listen to what your inferior teams have to say. Anyways, I'm PixelDip. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!